I create art because I love it, but I also want to be a successful artist. And as you've clicked on this video, it's probably something that you're thinking about too. This isn't one of my regular videos. This is something that if you're an artist or you're wanting to become an artist, you are going to want to listen to. I'm not going to be talking about the usual stuff like what hashtags to use or what websites to sell through. I'm going to be talking about 5 key principles that you need to be successful in your art career. It's probably worth grabbing a pen and paper and making some notes as we go. I'm going to jump straight into principle number 1, which is about charisma or personality or attitude or whatever you want to call it. You need to present yourself as the artist and not just your art. With the turn to Instagram Reels and TikTok videos, it's a lot more obvious that a key part of developing your art career revolves around putting yourself out there and getting people to invest in you and not just your art. It's about making yourself stand out as much as your work. In fact, this was true even before the age of social media. Think about some of the famous recent artists you might know. Jackson Pollock, Andy Warhol, Damien Hirst. They've all got their own persona that enticed people not just to be interested in their art, but also to them as individuals. That led to a wider audience and allowed them to become names not just in the art world, but artists that a lot of people have heard of. There's 3 core elements to charisma. They're presence, power, and warmth. Presence is about making yourself known and putting yourself out there. Power is about having confidence in yourself and your work. And warmth is the way that you interact with people. You aren't just trying to sell art, you're trying to build real and lasting relationships. The second principle is substance. The ability to move people through something you've created is an absolute gift. You do not realise how much of an effect your work can actually have on someone until it makes them tear up at first glance. You have to create work with meaning and a story. The story can be whatever you want it to be, but create art with a reason and not just for the sake of it. The more people can connect with your work, and the more you actively try to create that connection, the easier it will be to form relationships and develop true, loyal collectors of your art. The third principle is just about ability. This isn't anything that can be avoided. You just need to be good. You need to have a skill that is better than what other people can do. Your work needs to stand out and be high quality. You also need to be striving to improve, constantly learning more, experiencing more, so that you can grow and develop with every single piece of work that you create. The fourth principle is uniqueness. It sort of ties all of the other principles together. You need to be the best. And in order to be the best, you need to compare yourself to people around you. Now, this doesn't mean you're trying to be the same as everyone else. You need to develop your own style and your own way of doing things so that you enjoy every single piece that you create. You should look at other people's work with admiration, not envy. You shouldn't look at someone's work and think,
I want my painting to look like that.
You will never succeed aiming for things like that. The person that you are comparing yourself to has their own style, their own unique way of doing things that you will just physically never be able to do, purely because of the fact that you are you and not them. What you should be doing is looking at these artists and thinking about what you like about their work. It could be the way they use light or colour or their compositions. Identify those aspects of their work and try to apply that to your own piece and your own style. Being a successful artist is about having recognisable, unique and high quality artwork that stands out from the crowd, not just aiming to be like everybody else. And then finally, the fifth and by far the most important principle is work ethic. Think of the top 5 most successful artists. They didn't get there by raw talent alone. You match talent with drive, and an artist's chance of success increases every day. Raw talent helps, but it's only going to get you so far. If you've got 2 artists, one incredibly talented and one who works their butts off every single day to develop their art and business, I know who I'd put my money on. The hard-working artist every single day of the week. Think of it this way. Have you ever noticed that there aren't adverts on TV for Ferraris? It's because the successful people who can actually afford the Ferraris don't really spend much of their time watching TV. They get home from work and they use their time productively, thinking about or doing things that are going to increase their success. And I don't just mean monetary success either, but personal or spiritual success too. Success doesn't just happen. You have to put yourself out there and you have to make it happen. Hopefully you've been taking notes about all of this, but just in case, here's a little summary of my 5 key principles to achieve success as an artist. Number 1, charisma. Putting your personality out there and not just your art. Number 2, substance. Creating thoughtful work with meaning. Number 3, ability. Honing your craft to produce the highest quality work possible. Number 4, uniqueness. Standing out from the crowd, creating work that nobody else can. And then number 5, work ethic. Always try to improve, always try to grow, and go out and make things happen. It's also important to remember that success doesn't happen overnight. You have to look at the bigger picture and realise that the actions that you take now are going to be setting you up for long-term success in the future. Success is very much a long-term goal. Check out this video if you'd like to learn a little bit more about how to set and achieve goals in order to become a more successful artist. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.